Girl, you had the whole world thrown at you. You have been flipped over and over and over again.
Like a pancake.
Yeah, like an actual
Grasshopper, Python, Unity, all these different kind of softwares. And I'm just here like,
Nobody else seemed as stressed as I did. I was like, why am I the only one that's here at this time? Why am I the only one that's still working late? Why do I feel so much pressure? And
I learned that, it's okay to like let your life spiral for a little bit anyway,
Yeah.
not for like the rest of your life.
When you do make it, don't forget where you came from.
Hello, 1 to 100 listeners. It gives me great pleasure to announce season 3. We are back and better. And no offense, we're here to stay. Wow, season 3 is here. I know, it's fantastic. And I just wanted to say this makes it even more special because after 2 long years, we are finally here recording live with everyone. Well, almost everyone, because Naomi is missing, unfortunately, because she got the big C, COVID, and she will be missing today, but we wish her a speedy recovery, and she's here with us in spirit. So everyone say hi to Naomi.
Hi,
Naomi. Nonetheless, we're here, the girls are out, and we're looking fantastic and sweet and fired up for season 3. So season 3, all I can say about this season is that it's going to trigger some people. Yes, because we're going to talk about a lot of controversial stuff. And you know me, I love a bit of controversy. And no one is safe. No one is safe. So all we ask are, how'd your kids? How'd your wives? So all we asking for our listeners today is to sit back, enjoy, and to share to everyone this season. And hashtag us 1 to 100 podcast. No offense, but offending. And thank you for all your support and enjoy season 3. Ooh. And I want to pass the mic to the one and only Besma.
She's like, it's not that deep.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So to introduce our new season, which is called No Offense, as Cindy has mentioned. So No Offense came out as a need to be affronting or displeased in order to create a more defined career path for people who look like us. And this season represents us and at times a certain breach of our moral or social code, which has either encompassed drastic improvements or flaws within the profession of architecture. We ask all of you, all of our listeners, to sit back and enjoy what is about to be a very fiery season. Make sure you spread the word and follow our socials, and don't forget to tag us and put hashtag 1 to 100 podcast, hashtag no offense. So today we're doing a refresh and reset episode, and for many of you, you're already familiar to it, so it's more of us catching up. It's been a minute and a lot has happened to us so far. So yeah, I just want to start off with asking, since last season, what's been new with each one of us? Let's start with Adonai.
I can't even remember the last refresh and reset episode we did. I feel like it's been so long that we've had like a catch-up episode, and I think these are my favorite episodes. I mean, I've got other favorites, but, but I feel like it's nice that people get to know who we are. Okay, so I think in the last refresh and reset episode and in season 2, I was still working in schools, but now that chapter has come to an end. Finally.
Ooh,
yeah, I'm back and ready to go into architecture.
Yeah.
After what, a 2-3 year break, but I'm back. I think
she's back and she's better.
Yeah, back and better, and I think
on a whole nother level.
I think I'm in the right mental space to go back into architecture. I feel like that break that I took was needed because it made me think, okay, do I want to go back into architecture? If I do, what do I want to go into? So yeah, I think working in the schools, I've loved working in schools, and I know that I like teaching. So maybe I can use that in the future in architecture, but yeah, I definitely want to go and do my part 2 or go down the apprenticeship route, which is good because a few of you do the apprenticeship, so I have some people here to help me. So yeah, that's me with me, currently unemployed.
And we'll be talking about apprenticeships as well very soon. So yeah, just tune in and find out more about that. And yeah, who's next?
I guess that's me. Yeah, where were we? I don't know where we were last time. I was either in my masters or starting my masters. I have 3 weeks left.
Yay!
Just 3 weeks left.
It's a graduate.
Can you imagine?
Degree number 2.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Why am I even here recording? 3 weeks left, but it's okay. It's been tough, but it's been really enjoyable. This last push has been a bit difficult, I'm not going to lie. My motivation has declined, a bit steep, but I feel like after this I'll be quite energized again to go back into it and to get that degree. I'm excited for graduation.
Yeah.
No, honestly.
To be able to go into work.
I can't believe it's only 3 weeks left.
It's
Yeah,
mad.
we just started.
Yeah, I remember you saying, I'm
Right.
gonna start, guys.
I'm gonna
it's
send off my
crazy.
application. For the
Yeah.
All charging.
Yeah, literally, I don't want to pay those fees.
No, time flies.
I know, and then here we are already. We'll have an exhibition coming up soon, and yeah, then I'll be working in practice as a part 2, which will be surreal because I didn't do part 1. So yeah, that'll be just the new phase, and I'll be out of that little bubble, that 6-year uni bubble.
Would you be planning to be like coming down to London?
I'm
Finally,
relocating.
nice to have most of us
Yeah,
here. I think it's
exactly.
like it gets a bit hectic because we're quite like distorted in the sense of where we are at, like distance wise. So yeah, hopefully we one day have our own space.
Yeah.
Oh, excited. We're really excited. Welcome
Cindy.
everyone.
It's funny because I'm looking at Rachel. Rachel
I
and
know, wait, I mean,
because I've been speaking too
anyone-
much. I want to give some time to other people, you know.
You just
That's
started.
so kind of you, Cindy.
No. How gracious of you. Well, I'm like, I don't know, I'm still not in architecture, guys, so
She's a fraud. She's not
I'm a
sensitive.
fraud.
Has that chapter closed for you?
Do you know what? Has it really if I'm here?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's quite nice. I quite like it as like a hobby thing, Maybe I will end up in architecture again. That would be a curveball.
Yeah.
Literally one day, like, guys, I'm actually a chartered architect now. None of you know. Like,
That's something
No, that's
that
that is
but that's something you would
very
I'll just do the
big.
Filipino thing and do it in secret and then come out and be like, guys, check out my new firm
She's
or
the main
whatever.
character. She's the main character.
No, I'm now, I'm officially e-com manager of the fine jewellery company that I work for in Central. Some mad random route, I'll tell you that. But it's actually really it's fun. I'm going to be doing like a few little courses here and there for e-com, just the works around it. So I'm pretty excited because I'm like, okay, I kind of am getting the building blocks of creating my own company now. E-com's like a really big, fast-paced, side of the industries. So if y'all want to open a business or something,
Get some money,
guys,
We know who to go to.
Why do you sound like a pyramid scheme? Just like, join us.
Ray is actually a top hustler.
I'm just here trying to flip. Okay, that's all. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. Nothing crazy.
Oh, I'm next.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what did I talk about? I think the last refresh episode, I was working at the university as an enterprise assistant. So I left that job in October 2021, and I'm now working in industry. In terms of like my education, so I'm in a part 1 role. So I'm currently applying. I'm saying applying very loosely because I don't know the politics. But I'm applying for the level 7 apprenticeship. So maybe the next refresh episodes we'll see what happens really. And yeah, that's pretty much what's happening with me in terms of my career and education. Personally, yeah, I'm just here. I moved into my 1-bedroom flat.
Not
Not on the architecture salary though.
Yeah, we need to talk about
That
that.
was
Oh,
incredible.
yeah.
So that was a big, like, life-changing move. So yeah, still not in London though. I don't think I'm ready to move just yet, but hopefully within the next few years, I may be back. But who knows?
You better be.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah, we missing you here.
Alright,
Cindy, what are you doing?
I just wanna follow up with what Ray is saying. I don't think I'll be back in architecture. I think I'm in architecture. If I'm doing a podcast, I still feel very much involved, and it's still gonna be my greatest passion in life. Design and everything that surrounds design and architecture world, I think, is always gonna be a passion of mine. I just want to help people realize their dreams of becoming an architect. But that dream, unfortunately, it ain't for me anymore. But currently, the last time I was obviously still applying for architecture part one jobs and being depressed and all of that. But since then, I've found a new job, which is in IT, which is completely opposite. But shout out to IT, and but I'm really happy in my new place, in my new place of work. Everyone is so lovely, and I feel like I could grow that as well. And it's funny because even in IT, I still work in the design department. You see, still follows me. And I also moved out of my house, which is a big step as well. Believing, but I said by myself with my flatmates. But it's still a big step, and I'm really happy. I'm in the best position in my life at the moment, and I'm just really happy to be here with these girls and doing this live. It's been such a long time,
It's been
and
so long.
everyone just looks so beautiful, and I'm just proud of everyone here.
Yeah.
All of
Honestly,
you rock.
It's been such a journey,
It's been
and
crazy.
been like through so many hoops, like literally behind the scenes, like talking about how that even I like had, I mean, moving on to me, I guess, but even I had doubts of like going into architecture because of how difficult the journey is. But yeah, no, thankfully now I'm a architecture apprentice. So I'm doing my master's in architecture at Cambridge University. So thankfully, I mean, it's nice that they
Big
have.
flex.
Yeah, big
Mass
flex.
Cambridge University.
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah,
Can
you want to say it loud and clear.
Very clear.
I can say it so conscious.
Yeah, just
Cambridge University.
I mean, it's been a
Big
couple
K.
of times.
One more time.
Big Cam. Big Cam.
Big
I see you.
No, thanks, guys.
You know we have to help you out first.
Honestly, thanks. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey for me. I went from having no job to like the next month, literally just in 1 month, you know, getting a job and then them agreeing to put me into the apprenticeship program. And yeah, it just felt like all my prayers were being answered in one moment. I felt like there's this thing in Islam where when you pray for something and you're sincere about it, you oftentimes like all of the things that you prayed for, not all of the things, but they come in all in one go. So that's how it happened for me, and I don't know, I'm just so thankful. But yeah, no, it's been good. I think juggling studies, we'll talk about the apprenticeship more in detail, but juggling studies and work can be quite a challenge, but it's quite rewarding, and you realize that it's good to have architecture integrate, like as in having your experience in the industry integrated into your education, because it kind of like reflects and mirrors each other. But yeah, no, other than that, I think that's pretty much what my life is so far, aside from the podcast. And yeah, that's what really, I'm still living with my parents.
No, I love your journey into the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
That is so admirable. Like literally from where you first started to where you are now is, if you guys saw, like, it's just incredible. Like, honestly,
with all of you guys,
it's such
honestly,
a
it's
journey.
No, but I'm so proud of you.
Oh God.
I'm so proud
Get a
of
grip.
you.
It's mad.
This is why we call it Big Biz.
Big
Biz.
Big Kim.
And a Big Cam. Yeah. But yeah, Besma, we are all proud of you. I'm proud of everyone, to be honest. I feel like, and you know what, guys, in lockdown and even outside of lockdown, I feel like this is such a safe space. I was literally telling Bethany this yesterday. I feel like this is the safest space for me anyway, I would say individual, to feel
Singular.
no, because I don't want to speak for everyone, but like to feel vulnerable and tell people your struggles, your true struggles, you know, that sometimes it's hard to tell your friends because you feel like you need to be somehow, some way with other friends. But with here, you like everyone is just so vulnerable and you feel like so supported and so pushed to be the best version of yourself. It's like it's not fake stuff. It's not like, oh my God, well done. It's like, oh, she's a bitch. Oops. Excuse my French. Excuse me French. But like, yeah, I feel very genuinely supported. I feel like it's a friendship, but it's like a little private. It's like a VIP place
I'm
where it's
just
like
really happy that we're all like still here.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Like,
It's been how many years?
I've
Like
got
5
friends
years?
that
It's mad.
like, you know, I'm still friends with, but I feel like our friendships have changed, and that's only natural when you're like, you know, you kind of leave uni and whatnot. Like, you can't see people that often, but you know, but with you guys, it's really weird because when we do see each other, it's like
It's just
exactly the
back
same.
together.
Yeah.
Like nothing
Yeah.
changed.
Nothing changed. It's like us back in the studio.
But it's easy to do that with like one other
Struggling.
friend, right? Like if you've got like one other person to do that with. But as a group, that's hard to do, to like keep it up with numerous people in one place.
And we had that like from the start, really. Like
Yeah.
I think we worked together
Yeah.
on a project in second year. And then, like, we just knew. I mean,
Like I was not
The way Bethany just looked at me, and I just felt all the energy was like, not me.
No, but occasionally you would come and check on us. So, like, you were there.
Auntie.
Cindy was like warning us what was to come the next year, basically.
I warned them, but I still failed. I was giving the warnings, but I still failed the year. Then joined them. Did it together. Did it together.
I mean, if you didn't, you wouldn't be with us.
Exactly.
There we go.
It's crazy how things happen. Like, you know, things are meant to be. But, I mean, I feel like we sort of spoke about this, but like, what things have you learned about yourself, especially considering like how we went through a pandemic and like things that we've gone through personally in the past year that we hadn't known before and we didn't like imagine that we'd like sort of overcome. Like
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone.
I feel like going into practice, I learned that like I was a proper perfectionist, and I put so much pressure on myself to get things right all the time. Like not just in at work, in university, and I only realized when I got into practice, I was like, you know, nobody else seemed as stressed as I did. I was like, why am I the only one that's here at this time? Why am I the only one that's still working late? Why do I feel so much pressure? And like, honestly, to get something like right or to get something perfect was such a huge effort for me, because I think even in I don't know, in African culture, like when you do something, you have to do it right. Like it's not, you don't do something half-assed. So I think for me, I felt a lot of that pressure, and I think I learned to kind of be easy on my learning and to kind of forgive myself a lot. And I think one of my friends mentioned something about like self-parenting, like the way you would treat your child in terms of like being forgiving and loving them and kind of just being a bit more nurturing is the way you should treat yourself, especially when it comes to being in positions where you've never been in before. So I think like having learned that, honestly, when it comes to deadlines, when it comes to you know, just being in a situation where I've never been in before, like I've just learned to kind of only you know, be sort of only realize the situations that I can actually be in control of, and the situations that I can't be in control of, I just have to let it be, and that is literally it. And I think that way of thinking is just so peaceful, and I think it just allows you to live a lot more of like a free sort of life as well, not just in your career path but just in general. So yeah, the perfectionism has died down a little. I think it's still there. It's still there, but I'm really trying to kind of like to not let it, you know, overshadow or overcast like my overall personality. So yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
what's
definitely
that?
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress indeed.
I think, no, I definitely relate to that in the sense that I you know how like we live in this world where everyone's like, you know, give yourself positive affirmations, like, you know, look in the mirror and like, you know, say positive stuff about yourself. Sometimes it's just like, it's more, I mean, I've heard this before, but in the sense of it's good to just acknowledge that, you know, hey, you know what, I'm actually upset at the moment. Hey, like just being real with yourself, you know what, like it's gonna pass, like actually just talking to yourself. And I feel like sometimes we live in a world where it's just like, no, just like push away those like bad thoughts, just think positive. And it's like sometimes you need to give yourself to just breathe and think negative for that small moment for you to realize. I don't know how to describe it. Do you guys know what I
Like
mean?
to
Like,
acknowledge
to just acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I noticed that in my life. I feel like, you know, sometimes you just need to take a moment and just think like, hey, you know what, like things aren't working at the moment, but it will get better. But you don't need to sort of, in a sense, like be like, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. I don't know how to describe it
I get you
without
there.
the context, but
Yeah, I get you. And I feel like just to like bounce off both of what you've just said, I think for me, it's kind of like letting go of like the rigid plans that you have for your life. Because I think for me, especially last year, I learned that, you know, it's okay to like let your life spiral for a little bit anyway, not for like the rest of your life, but let you know, go off route and try different things as well. Because I think for me, at first, you know, I was like, oh, I feel like so behind, I'm not in the architecture route anymore, I need to stick to this 7-year plan. And I feel like I was so rigid, and I think it links to the perfectionism thing. You want to be so perfect with this plan you have of your life that you forget that you can live life, you can travel, you can go teach, you can go, I don't know, work somewhere else and gain those experiences that can help shape your overall architecture experience. Because I'm sure you working at the enterprise, you've got all this like business and like planning experience that you can now use in your part 1 role. So I feel like people need to kind of like let go a little bit. Obviously still have your plans. It's okay to have your plans, but it's also, like you were saying, okay to, you know, be like, okay, the plans are not working out, how can I re-strategize and find something else?
Definitely.
So yeah, for me, I've learned that, and I think, yeah, I'm okay, I'm content with what life will bring, but also I'm still striving for what I want.
It's like, yeah, no, I agree, because happiness is not defined by your milestones, but those little moments that you have along the way. Like really like treasure those moments.
Yeah,
That's so nice.
No, I love that.
That's why it's so nice.
Oh my God. That really touched me.
That's like a little quote. Like I want to
I
print it
know.
off.
I felt touched.
I hope you guys captured
Much
that
to
one.
screenshot.
Did we get that one? Yeah, I think that's pretty much like what I wanted to say about that, because you know, I feel like we're too focused on like the future, like, oh, I want to get here, I want to get there. You don't realize that, hey, like just enjoy it. Like there's moments of it that maybe even enjoy the times that you actually struggled, because you're just like, hey, you know what, the struggles that you have is what builds you to what you're gonna have more like larger struggles in the future, but you won't feel them as much if you embrace the ones that you have now, because they're sort of they're sort of like the stepping stone towards, like, I don't know, training you for like those future moments that are difficult. But yeah, anyone else wanna?
No, I agree, because I realized that actually I kind of came back full circle to when I was just younger, like prior to architecture or going to uni, is that I know I didn't want just one job. I knew for a fact there was no way I was gonna be like, you know, like boomers or even like late millennials that just stick in a job for 20 years. I'll stay in a company for like 40 years. It's just insane. And I kind of figured out over the pandemic, I think a lot of people realized they just wanted to learn new things. So people started picking up hobbies, started doing all sorts of things that they would never otherwise have the chance to. And I think it kind of reminded people that, okay, but you didn't need the pandemic to do that. You actually had you have the choice to do these things. But unfortunately, we're in like this mindset because it's easy to follow the herd, especially when the herd's all got basically the same plan in front of them, you know? So same with architecture is like you all know what you're meant to do. You all know there's going to be 3 parts. You're going to be here, here, and here. So it's just easy to feel like with everyone around you, including these people that then become your friends, that suddenly become people you look up to, that people that you confide in, and then suddenly they become people that you see yourself in. It's hard to separate yourself again and realize, okay, we may have started the same path, but we don't need to finish it the same either. And I think for a while I was struggling because a lot of you guys were still in architecture, and I was like, God damn, I don't want to be here. I was like, how do I was like, for a long time I've always been that kind of person that I can just do something if I know I need to do it. I did it with my A levels. I did it, you know, geez, everything. I was really good at just getting things done and doing them to the best. But then I was like, okay, but why am I doing it? Like, who am I proving this to if it's not for me?
Yeah.
I was like, not becoming a mug, doing things for other people, not doing it for the fact that I want to give my parents the satisfaction that I have completed something because they couldn't, you know, giving the satisfaction of the people around me, my friends that are in the same course, that we're all in this together, literally, or, you know, or even myself, that, you know, I feel like I have to tie myself down to a decision I made before I even knew what I wanted.
Exactly.
You know? So I think, will I stay in ecom? I've got no idea. I didn't even know this kind of job existed, you know? And to be honest, like, for me now, I mean, in this past year, I learned how to pierce. Now I'm doing ecom management. Who knows? Maybe I'll go into like, I'll become a yogi next year.
Oh God. That's something we would do.
I know, right? But it's
I love
a
it.
lot more nice, and I think that everyone's getting more comfortable in just like making decisions and not feeling like they owe themselves to stick to something just because so many people before us did.
Yeah.
I think we have that luxury to make choice now more than ever.
Yeah,
That is
just
deep.
to go by what Ray is saying, because I can really feel really much about like everyone doing the same thing, and you started the journey with them, and that you're completely doing something completely different. But I just want to say, this is the main thing that I've learned, is that bad times don't last. And I'm someone that
To me,
it don't last.
what did that do? Sorry, I just waiting for you to
I was thinking of it.
Tough times, tough people do. And do you know what? That is the truth. That is true. And you know, I'm someone that internalizes everything. Like, if I feel sad, I will feel sad for days. Even happy days, I will still find something negative to think about and be sad, because I chose to be. It's like you choose to be sad because you find there's like nothing is gonna go well. Like, you can't even enjoy this good moment because you feel like this good moments come and go, but the bad last. But they don't. They don't. Like, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's all about whether you want to see that light or not. That's what I've learned, because it got to a point in lockdowns, like I was complaining so much about my life and I felt so stagnant, like nothing was moving. And like I had someone tell me, it's like, okay, so your life is not moving. You feel like you're blaming the pandemic, you're blaming this, you're saying you're depressed, you're this, but what are you actually doing to change it? What are you actually doing to put your hand out? Like, it's not even about they applying the jobs. Okay, if this is not going, are you looking into going something else? What do you really want? And it's like, even being at home, I just used to always say, I hate being at home. I don't like being at home. And it's like, what are you doing about it? And once you moved out, you were like, wow. Once I moved out, I was like, oh, okay, this is all I had to do to get myself from a toxic space. And now I'm happy. So it's take action, guys. Like, do not be scared of taking action. Action can only cause positive things. And if it's not positive thing, it's only a learning curve. But you cannot sit down and be in yourself and internalize everything and not doing anything, because nothing will happen. until you've made the effort of making the change for you, because you will make the change in your life, not any other person. You choose for yourself and don't let other people choose for you. So take action over your life. That's what I've learned.
Thank you, Sandy.
Wow.
Yes, Auntie.
Definitely,
Take
you want to
action. Do I want? I feel
conclude.
like concluding. I feel like what I've learned kind of bounces off what everyone said already, and mine is allowing that room for you to learn and to grow. See, my I just thinking back these past 2 years in masters, and there are some smart people, I'm not gonna lie. And I constantly feel dumb, like I
Nah,
feel
me
so
too, sis.
stupid all the time. So especially with the type of studio unit I'm in, we do a lot of computational type work. So Grasshopper, Python, Unity, all these different kind of softwares. And I'm just here like looking around. And it's easy to compare yourself and to see other people progressing, and you're taking a bit longer to pick up those skills. But I've learned to just, if I'm constantly focusing on trying to have everything together but not taking the time actually to sit down and learn these things, I'm not going to get to where I want to be, and I'll just be stressed. So I've kind of been just learning to actually sit back, take time to learn and be okay with it not being comfortable, and it's going to take a while to grow, but I'll get there slowly. It's better than not doing anything and just getting stressed out. So yeah, allowing yourself to grow, taking the action to actually get in there. Yeah.
Quickly, just to add on to what Bethany was saying, because I can relate to what you're saying, because I'm the youngest and least experienced in my firm. And I think that pressure that you feel when everyone around you knows what they're doing is wild, because you constantly compare yourself to how much work somebody else can produce. But I think if you just compare yourself to yesterday, compare yourself to where you were yesterday, then you will always see progress. And I think it's such an advantage to be at that stage where you are the least experienced, because you can just soak in all of this knowledge from everybody around you. And like it's such a blessing to be there, but I think sometimes at the time it can feel incredibly overwhelming. So just if you're in that position, like, try to just relax, try to calm down. Just relax.
I mean, the type of people that really help, I mean, because we're basically talking about imposter syndrome. And I definitely experienced that. And what's nice is when there's people that are just real with you, in the sense where, you know how everyone wants to come out like looking like they made it, and they don't want to like sort of be honest about the steps that they, like how hard and how difficult it was. They just want to show the final product, which is such a like flaw in a lot of people's character. And when I like first started in my practice, obviously I sort of like made it known that I was sort of like, I was experiencing imposter syndrome a bit, and I think that's fine to just share with your peers at work. And one of the sort of senior members of like our firm, he was literally like, when I first started, I didn't even know the dimensions of the lift. And then I see the things like he does.
Me and Bethany looking at each other like, we still don't know that. We don't know that.
We're supposed to know that?
I didn't know that.
But honestly, when he said that to me, it made like, honestly, just made things so much better. Because I was like,
We're all in the ghetto.
because I was like, he's doing so good. Like, he's amazing. Like, he's so good at what he does. And you would not even, I couldn't even imagine that like he started off like that. But it just gave me so much hope. And that's why my biggest advice is that when you do make it, don't forget where you came from, and also be sort of like observant of those that are like probably a few steps behind, in the sense that you kind of tell them, hey, you know what, like I didn't do that well either back in the day, and it kind of makes you feel it makes you feel like you relate to that person. And I would just say like the final thing is how would we describe each other in 3 words?
Ooh, this is a good
Who
one.
are you starting with?
I forgot who. I had a list of people, but I need to.
Next time you will. Start with
What?
Mandy.
Oh,
Mandy.
should I say my person?
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You've got the list.
Wait,
I've got the list actually.
Oh, okay.
I've got the list.
Wait, what is the list?
It's just like each of us
Apparently
like
that was not
describe
shared
each
with the other
person.
group.
No, the list was on the chat. So we'll start with Cindy. Cindy, you're gonna be describing Bethany. 3 words to describe Bethany.
Lucky for you.
Those are the words. Lucky for you.
No, lucky for you. I'm describing Bethany. I would say Bethany is radiant. She has a
Yeah.
radiant, like very
Literally.
in everything. In her smile, in her skin, in her personality, in everything she does. It's just very warm.
Oh, yeah. She's
And
so
sweet.
sweet.
I would say kind, and I would say hardworking, very hardworking. She works for what she got, and she doesn't give herself enough credit. So yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
I've never
agree.
seen Bethany
Oh, you're
complain.
welcome.
So like, honestly, your positive energy just rubs off on everyone,
Literally.
like wherever you go.
And can I just say something?
Yeah.
I have to say something
No,
because I
please
feel like
go.
with Bethany, even though she'll be stressed, she won't show it, or she is stressed, but she has to like flip the situation. So there'll be times, I'm like, Bethany, I can't do this. This was back in uni, and she'll be like, okay, let's strategize, let's think of something, and then she'll make me feel good because I feel like if I didn't have Bethany in 3rd year, God knows what would happen.
You
Yeah.
guys are like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
So true.
At uni, it was so
And I'll
cute.
tell you who is Tom. Yeah, you know already. I don't know.
That's
Cough,
so
cough.
funny.
Okay, so the next person is me. So I'm going to be describing Ray. And 3 words I'd use to describe Ray are outgoing, definitely outgoing,
Yeah.
but just in
Yeah.
everything that you're just not scared. And I think that's something that I think even just the whole team have adopted from me is just to be a bit fearless in the way we do things.
Fierce.
But at the same time, the second word I'll use is meticulous because you're very detailed and like you can be structured, but then also at the same time you can still do what you want. I don't know how you do it. Like you're very detailed in everything that you do, but you know exactly why you're doing it. But if something goes out of place, you'd still know a way to fix it. So I really admire that. Do you like
Yes,
that?
I like that. Noted.
Yeah, and I think just in general, probably like quite similar to Bethany, just a very beautiful person inside and out. Like just very like caring, very knowledgeable. Like you're not scared to be vulnerable. You're not scared to kind of just be yourself in every situation. And I think you are the same Ray
Gonna start
all the
crying.
time. Oh, no.
It's a lot.
We just had a date. I'm
We
sorry.
had like a whole date together.
Just to
so
wrap
this is
up our
like-
date.
This is Damn, you really took me out to dinner.
I think Ray's, honestly, if you ask anybody who Ray is, they will tell you who she is, and it's the same person every single time. And I think just being that person and kind of knowing who you are is such an admirable trait, and I think that's what some people search for their entire lives. So yeah, no, it's a real blessing to. But I'm never saying that again.
It's on camera. This is it. This is it.
Okay, cool.
I'll do
Cool,
Adonai.
and then
Just knows what to do. I
Best is
don't
doing
know.
Adonai.
So
Go on.
community. Community.
Oh my gosh, you had to add that.
Basically, I mean, it's a joke because basically, no, it was like in one of our modules, we had a presentation and and I was talking about the community. She kept saying community.
I'm nervous.
So if you ever hear the word community like in the podcast, just remember Adonai.
Community. It was when Melissa said it as well.
Community. Yeah.
No, I'd say Adonai is so one of the most thoughtful people that I've ever met.
Yeah.
So thoughtful. Like she'd always like check up on you. Like, hey, I've not heard from you. Is everything okay? Like, you know, it's this sort of small things where, you know, you read that and it like makes you think, hey, you know what? Like, am I okay? Like, make you think.
I thought it was fun.
But yeah, I'd say that, yeah, no, Adonai is just one of the most thoughtful people, and she puts others before herself. I'd say that, like, very selfless. That's another word. And I'd say that also, like, she. I just love her
Speak your truth.
sarcasm. Very sarcastic.
I don't like
Yeah.
she's violent.
Yeah.
The last word is violent.
Yeah, literally.
Like, you just know. Like, you don't even need to look at Adonai. You just know from the back of her head she's screwed. She's judging you so bad.
It's just see the side eye just move.
For real, you can literally hear it. That I move like.
I'm so done. Oh, thank you.
I've got Cindy.
Oh God.
Miss Thang, you are charismatic.
Mhm.
It's like you go into a room and you can feel her like energy before you see her. Like you know that the room's kind of like
Quake.
yeah, everything.
And you
You're-
notice when she's not here as well.
You
Yeah,
do.
it's
Your
such a big
absence is
difference.
just as loud as your presence.
Yeah.
Guys, you know I can't take
Yeah.
compliments. Just wig my fly off in a minute. My head is getting big. Jesus.
I'd say you're also very, very strong-willed. Girl, you had the whole world thrown at you. You have been flipped over and over and over again.
Like a pancake.
Yeah, like an actual It's truly
Yeah.
pancake day every day for you.
Honestly.
But every time you be crawling out, you're fine. I don't know how you do it. It's really admirable. I'm like, you can throw anything at you and you'll find a way to make the best out of it or to overcome it, regardless of how long it will take you or regardless of how long, it takes for you to believe in yourself to do it. So that's, and then I think the third one is just you are one of like, for me personally, one of my biggest support systems. You have come to my rescue one too many times. Like, be it something really petty, some minor inconvenience, to like me breaking down in front of your like office, and you letting me crash a date with you and your boyfriend. You guys hadn't seen each other in like how long, and then I was like, Cindy, I need to see you. I'm in Shoreditch. This is when I lived in like Heathrow, by the way. Like, this is when I lived in Hounslow. What am I doing in that end of London? Cindy, please come see me.
That was lovely. We went on a date together.
Yeah,
Trip
she
or
was
date.
actually going on a date at that time, and she's like, "No, you're gonna come with us. I can't leave you like this."
Aw.
No, because I'm already emotional. Like, I can't deal with this shit. Excuse my French again. But thank you, Ray. I appreciate your kind words.
Yeah.
Best one.
Hey girl, say team fight.
Now you need to explain the
Oh,
CCTV.
I have to explain the CCTV. That's a running joke with Basma.
CCTV.
This girl always has a camera out. She will be documenting every one of our slips but her own.
Mesmer has everyone's
Everyone.
most lowest moments, wigless
Literally.
moments.
You're so funny.
No
There's
makeup
none of me, and I
moments.
love it.
She has it on her phone.
And she's just ready to
Ready.
Ready
She probably
to
already
use
has
it.
them.
Yeah.
She's armed
Yeah.
and ready. But yeah. Aw, lovely person. What can I say? I'm gonna start with the less soppy ones first. Just hilarious, like Basma, you are one of the funniest people, and your sly comments as well.
Yeah.
But you just say a phrase or just something, and it's absolutely so funny, and you just bring that laughter to the group.
Yeah.
And it's honestly,
You can
we
never
need
be
that.
mad at Basma.
You can't.
Never.
Yeah.
Mesmer and Adonai bring the violence in the group.
Literally.
No,
Definitely.
me and Adonai's conversations. You don't want to hear it.
The other one, I don't know. I'd probably just say, just extremely talented. Like, you're just good at what you do. I don't know. I don't even think you realize it most of the time. But like, honestly, you do everything like exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just used to admire you just in everything that you do. Just like, wow, she's just amazing. So yeah, I
That's
hope
so sweet.
you know that. And just beautiful is such an easy word to use, but I don't know what else to say. Just
Yeah.
really kind-hearted, just sweet, just beautiful, like in every aspect. Face girl, like you always slaying, like you're so beautiful inside and out, honestly. And Yeah, I remember like third year, we actually got quite close as well, and just the conversations and just actually like knowing Basma as a person. She's just like a lovely person to be around and challenge each other and to grow with. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm
Oh,
just
no, I
gonna add
appreciate that
one
so
thing.
much.
I'll say Besma is a philanthropist.
Mhm.
Besma
yeah,
will fight to the end for what is right and what is
Mhm.
true. And
Cindy will find what's wrong.
that's not true.
she's a controversial.
Listen, I'm a
one.
controversial, but you know,
She's no offense.
but like, yeah, no offense, innit? But Besma is, when I say kind-hearted, it's like, it's you put the word and she's the action, the action
Yeah.
of giving, the action of informing people what goes around the world. Besma is CCTV for the world.
Yeah,
She's my
literally.
news app. When I go on,
Daily
Yeah,
Mail.
then I
like
know-
when I go on
yeah.
Instagram,
No,
I go to
honestly.
Besma. If you want to know what's going on in the world, Besma's
and she's
Instagram,
doing something about it.
and she's
Yeah.
doing something about it. So I would say she's
Yeah.
a philanthropist. She one day she's gonna change the world, and I
We're gonna
just
change
feel
the world
like
together.
I feel like
what we first
I'm glad, and I feel like everyone is just here to see you grow and do that, and
Mhm.
we're just a witness to what you're gonna do in the world. You're gonna bring big change, and I truly believe that.
No, I actually don't know what to say.
We're all
to
so
that. That
cute.
is-
Like, look at this.
Oh,
Everyone's
can we
gonna
just
be
start getting
listening.
mean now?
It's like
This
it's
is
gonna
too
be like
sweet.
this is sweet. This is nothing like that. Just
No,
like,
we're not
no.
like
it's about to
that.
change from here on
Yeah,
out.
feel
don't
like
worry.
this
We're
100%.
coming with the
Oh,
fire.
yeah, Naomi.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
so
she ain't in the room, but she's still.
Norms.
Yeah. Wait,
Should
let
we
me
also
do-
say one word about Naomi?
Wait, I haven't done
Oh wait,
Amanda yet.
Oh,
All
no.
right, hold your horses.
I
Um,
can go home.
No, I've got my
Doris
free
there.
words. I've got my free words.
Oh no.
Okay, so the first word is
I really wanna hear
hard
this.
working. Amanda is the most hardworking person you'll ever meet. And I think I had the privilege to live with her in Oxford. And I loved living with Amanda because she has like such a really admirable work ethic. So even like me living with her, I would learn like things that she'll do. She'll wake up early, have her tea. She has green tea. She has any type of tea you want. She's got it. She'll have her tea. She'll have her laptop up. She's like drawing the curtains, letting the light in, going for a walk. She has like a really like meticulous routine, and like I don't know, she just encourages you to like be active and productive. And like I remember there'll be times where I felt really low and she'll be like, you know what, let's go for a walk, let's go get fresh air.
She loves a walk.
Yeah, she's just really like hardworking, and I just admire that about her as well. Even like with the way she has everything planned out for the podcast. But I feel like everything you learn from your job as well, you're able to like help us in our podcast to have all the files in place. And you know, is having you in the podcast is just such a credit, because honestly, how you're literally like the glue.
The glue.
So
I was
honestly,
literally
about
thinking
We
that.
literally
I was
said
literally
this
said
yesterday.
this.
We literally said this yesterday, and we said Mandy is the glue. We were telling my flatmates like, "Oh, what do you think about Mandy?" I was like, "Mandy is a pain, but do you know what? Without Mandy, like
Yeah,
things just
honestly.
don't happen. It's
Yeah.
like she's the glue that
She
puts
is.
everything
You're the
together."
glue to my stick.
Are you?
Oh Lord God! Yeah, way.
Don't
Yeah, way.
Okay, can I get back to my words? Okay. So after hard working, after hard working is resilient. Amanda's able, like she has like different challenges, but she's able to get back up again. I think that's what I admire about her. She's so resilient, and she knows what she wants, and she's gonna go after it. And you know, she'll have her moments where she's like, oh, you know, I can't do this, but she'll say it, but then she'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna get going. So I really admire your resilience, and it's just so. Why are you crying?
I'm not crying.
Okay. But yeah, you're just so resilient and hardworking. And the last thing is thoughtful as well. You always think about other people as well, and you just really care about what they're going through. And it makes me think of the time, because I lived with her. So the time that we were living together, and you made like a hamper or something for your work colleague, and I was just like, okay, you're doing it for your work colleague and everything. You don't have to do that. But it's just like you go the extra mile to make sure that people feel appreciated, and I feel like everyone deserves someone like you in their life.
No.
You don't mean that.
I don't know.
I do.
Those are true
No,
words.
it's true, it's
Those
very
are
true.
true words.
And we're the lucky ones, listeners.
Honestly, I appreciate you guys.
How lucky
so
are we?
much. Honestly, this podcast wouldn't be like everyone just brings something so significant and individual to the podcast. Like, I don't think it would work if it were anybody else. Like, really, I think it's so special because we're friends, but we also really had to work hard to like work together.
Yeah.
Like, that is one learning curve for all of us. Like, we had to learn each other's strengths, weaknesses, what makes each other happy, what makes each other productive, what makes each other angry, annoyed. Like, we've been through so many trials in the podcast that it's gotten us to where we are today. So I'm just, it's been mad.
Yeah.
And then Nomi's the last person.
Nom.
Would you all say one word about Nomi?
Dumbo.
Oh, why would you look at me? Oh. This is so much pressure. I'd say, okay. She's quick.
Yeah.
You know, she's quick with responses. She's quick with, kickbacks. I've never been backed by Nomi personally, but
good luck to
I've witnessed.
Scary.
You know, she's quick to get things done. She's just a very organized when, she wants to do something. She'll just go do it.
Yeah.
It's none of our business. Like, she'll go do something in secret. Doesn't need to tell anybody.
No, she's the type that like she would fight your corner, like she'd defend you in your
Ride or
absence
die.
and
She's a
in your
rider.
presence, and that she always has like her like best intentions at heart. Like she always has. I don't know how to describe it, but as in I just know with everything that she does it with so much care and thought and love like towards that person. And like I'd say that. To be honest,
I would say Naomi is not really an emotional person. Like Naomi probably would be vomiting if she saw this episode, but she's still the most loving person without showing you. Like it's not like she's not haggard. She's not gonna. But like in action, she's gonna be there for you through thick and thin, and it's like that rider sensation. Like she's really caring, and the greatest thing about Naomi is that, although she's not an emotional person, you feel like you can throw her all the emotions in the world for you, and she's still gonna make you feel calm and to make you feel like you're okay in her own way. I love you, Nami. I love you, baby.
I think I really love Naomi because she does that, but then the other side of Naomi is just like, I'll tell her, Naomi, I can't do this. She'll be like, why?
How do you do that in a
no
word?
is not an answer.
Yeah, you know, like I'll be pouring something out to her. She'd be like, "But you literally did it the other day." And it's like sometimes you need that friend that's just we're completely the opposite. Like I'm a very emotional person. Naomi's very straight, so sometimes I know if I'm being over emotional, Naomi's just like, "Can you calm down?" Like, and you need a friend that will really just like put you in your place. Sometimes I think she cares a lot, but I think sometimes like she makes things real, and I think especially when you're in your feelings, your emotions, you tend to dramatize or romanticize the situation a lot, and she's somebody that can make a massive situation feel like present, and she creates comfort in a lot of big situations. So
Okay, I was gonna say for I wasn't sure who was going next.
No, it's just I don't know. It's just funny. That's all it is. I just always makes me laugh.
I was gonna say fiery in a good way, and like I feel like with yeah, exactly.
Spanish blood in her.
As you were saying, she's very straight to the point. But like as she looks like. I was gonna say with her dimples, she looks so sweet, but don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
Wait, you know that woman in Croydon? Do not touch me.
Do not touch me. That's right.
That is Naomi in a few years. I'm joking.
And it's funny that they're both from Croydon.
It's probably your auntie, I don't know.
I think that's it really. Like, don't get it twisted with Naya.
Yeah,
Get it
just
twisted.
don't get twisted.
Yeah. I just like the way she thinks. I
Yeah.
don't know, she doesn't think like the rest of us. Like you said, she's quite straight to the point. But she's very loving and caring at the same time.
Doesn't
And
make
then she says
sense.
her little funny things as well. And yeah, no, now he's really see. There was something I wanted to say, but like it literally just left my mind.
Caliente.
Suave. I'm a Latino mommy.
No. Aw, that's gonna really irritate me.
My favourite memory of Naomi is she'd always cook for me.
Are you
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Can you
Every
imagine?
time.
Can you imagine?
That's the biggest violation.
My biggest
favourite
memory of
She's
Naomi
actually
is
sexual.
I'm joking. No, as in every time, like she's so hospitable. That's what I mean. As in the sense that when I'd come round to her, she's always just like, "Do you want anything?" Like, as in, I mean, we all like that, but as in, she literally like proper makes a whole meal. Like she's proper like sits you down. Like, do you know what I mean? She makes you feel at home.
Yeah.
And just like wherever Naomi is, it's home in it.
Thanks, Naomi.
I love you,
But-
Nams.
Love you, Nobby.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap up this episode, and
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Chicken and potato wrap. Finish, finito.
Like, subscribe to the
Very,
team.
very wrap.
Like and subscribe and comment and all that good stuff.
It's Spotify. Get us jobs if you work somewhere too. Thank you.
Hashtag no offense, but we are offending.
Hey,
Period.